So I recently learned about Ravengard, a PvPvE extraction, which seemed to me to be pretty cool. I mean, it looks like they've got these NPCs, they have these kind of really cool assets going on, they've got these cool mobs, and most importantly, they have a lot of new latest version technology. Now, as the creator of the world's largest and most feature-complete Hypixel Skyblock, I've also got a couple of other recreations here. I thought it'd be apt that, I should take up the mantle of trying to recreate Ravengard. And lucky enough for me, July 31st, 10 a.m. ET, I'll get 72 hours to try to recreate Ravengard. So you only get it from July 31st to August 3rd. And me and my team over my Discord, link in the description, has been hard at work and we're proud to show sort of what we've been able to do. So, we load in and you can see we've got the lobby here. All of the sort of like time animations that you have, for example, the alchemist or whoever, say if I walk over to Wayland over here, they're kind of all finished. You see we have like full GUI support. You can sell things, you can go and you can buy things with your crowns. The tab works, the minimap works, all the animations work. They have their sort of system where you have a class and a class can use an item, and you also have a system where things can go out of stock. Now, that's all great and all, but I'm sure you guys are wondering, how about the actual game mode? But before we get to that, let me show you the Ravengard menu. So this lets you basically change your abilities, and it also gives you a lockbox, which I haven't implemented, to be honest with you. But what we do have is profiles. So you can go and you can select Hunter. Now I'm on my Hunter profile. I can go back and I can select the Warrior profile. Now this is all great and all, and this is fairly cool that we have all of these animations and assets, but that's not really the complicated part. And the complicated part is when we get into dungeon generation. So if I allocate myself an instance here, you can see basically instantly we have generated a dungeon. Now, dungeon generation doesn't really work in the same way that Skyblock does, wherein you have like completely different rooms generating. In Ravengard, you kind of have like outer rooms and then inner rooms dictated by these lines on the roof. So if you've never seen what Ravengard looks like from the top, this is what it looks like. But if I go into one of these, you can see this is what it looks like from the inside. Maybe a little bit more to what you'd be acclimated to. If I go into creative, you can see we've got all of the core things, you can open chests and then they've got loot boxes. And we've also got doors, which open by the animation. You can also spawn. These are satchels, which play on entity's death. Now, in the 3 days, we weren't able to like fully recreate the entity's animation. We do have maybe a little bit of it made, but I wouldn't exactly say that, it's anything super special. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't exactly say it's anything super special. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So you can kind of get the point. Obviously the tab works, the minimap fully works, and generally it's somewhat playable. Of course, we don't have the mobs yet, but for the 72 hours, it's basically like, a game jam is how we dealt with it. So if you think of it in terms of being a game jam, it's not really that, that harsh. In terms of the biggest problems, probably as you can see, animation is one of our biggest problems. We spent a lot of time trying to cut up the animations from the NPCs in the lobby. They don't use, the traditional Minecraft vanilla your pitch system. They have quadrant ions because it's kind of like a full body rig. So every bone within the entity can animate, and they have their own like your pitch and the roll. And can I just face through that door? Oh, yeah, they all have their own your pitch and roll. Whereas in Minecraft, you kind of just have like a body, then you've got like a separate head, and then that just moves left and right, up and down. So it's very easy to have your pitch. So there's been a lot of packet decoding that's needed to be done, a lot of sort of like automatic packet analysis work. Thank goodness for AI. I'd say AI helped really great in being able to make this. Primarily just because it's able to analyze everything so much quickly. Especially when it comes to as well things like this resource pack, like getting the mini map working and the tab map working. All of that is certainly absolutely non-trivial. I'm getting all like the item stuff or the NBT on things working. Oh no, I wouldn't have the NBT command. Is also absolutely non-trivial. You can see if I change my crowns here, it changes it up there. And that's also slightly non-trivial. In terms of other features, there aren't really many. Ravengard's a little bit like feature empty, I would say right now. I think they've probably got a lot of work behind the scenes that they just didn't release for the first play test. But overall, I'd say I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out, and I think it's a good base for us to continue recreating as future updates to Ravengard comes. Now, if you're interested in maybe donating your time to us, maybe if you're a Java developer and you're able to help us, then feel free to take a look at my GitHub here for the Hypixel recreation. We've got a super active team on Discord that works on it because we've got 34 contributors, and we're super, welcoming to new contributors, and maybe it could be your profile picture up here. So linked below will be my Discord and this GitHub. Feel free to give it a star and yeah, join the recreation community if you're interested. Bye guys.